Hello, my name is Dr. Frank Agodi. My video presentation is Collegiality in Academic Environment. Empirical evidence for social niches tests for realism of such behavioral assumption. But niche seeking is also conceived here as a component of generic social mechanism that produces partial suspension of purely calculating behavior-bound solidarity. A test for efficiency of niches is detecting the presence of such solidarity among niche members, for example, through direct reciprocity and generalized exchange. The generalized exchange involves indirect reciprocity, which in network analytical term can be identified through cycles of transfer of resources between at least three actors. Such cycles indicate the existence of this form of social discipline between niche members, which lowers the cost of access to resources and foster the development of rudimentary group structure. Members accept the need to cooperate with others without expecting immediate direct reciprocity. They count on the fact that it will eventually come back to them indirectly. This establishes a minimal task-related solidarity that structural theory of collegial organization can expect. However, bounded solidarity among interdependent effect entrepreneur is fragile, mainly because its positive effect must be protected from adverse effect of structural status competition. Structural approach can expect the organization's exchange system to safeguard this bounded solidarity. To understand this positive effect of generic social mechanism, it is helpful to focus on the fact that collegial organizations are also deliberative in their production processes. Complex tasks that cannot be routinely defined professional and knowledge-intensive work. When such studies are carried out by collective actors, such as professionals, committees, or workshop, cooperation and mutual adjustment by these actors are not accounted for by models such as bureaucracy. Instead of weakening the concept of bureaucracy, as did the sociology of organization during the past century, I would like to argue that that two conflicting trends currently occur in society where knowledge economy accounts for an increasing part of production and growth. The first trend is simply the continuation of rationalization through bureaucratization. The second trend is another kind of rationalization through collegial particularistic social processes. Assume that understanding this second trend provide insight into modern professions, since their practice seems to become more collective and organizational, with further loss of independence attached. Competition between the first trend characterize an increasing large production area as it becomes knowledge intensive. The purpose of this presentation, as a matter of fact, is not to describe the relationship between the two trends. It is to identify the organizational form that helps in understanding collective action in situation of high tax-related uncertainty that deals with by professionals and experts who tend to think of themselves as peers as they come to practice less individually and increasingly in teams, as a matter of fact. This presentation outline a sociological view of collective action among peers by identifying collegiality as this alternative organizational form in dealing with in the society. This approach clarifies professions and knowledge-intensive organization more generally. Collective action among peers, cooperation among individuals who are or who tend to be formally equal in power is fundamental problem in social and economic life. For an example, an increasingly large number of organizations find themselves involved in knowledge-intensive production. This means that they must permanently try to adjust to legal, technological, and societal change to encourage higher quality innovation and participation. These changes and adaptation are often associated with an apparent decline in rationalization of work. In the old model, though, competency and regulatory decision-making authority are concentrated at the top. Objectivation and routine of tasks are at the bottom. Because of this decline, organizations involved in knowledge-intensive work to try to reduce the number of hierarchy levels in their formal structure. They try to involve many more members and stakeholders in regulatory activity. After centuries of critique of bureaucracy as fundamental principle, organization theorists focus on contemporary flattening and decentralizing organization. So this concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening. Dr. Frank Agodi, faculty from Emmanuel University. Thank you.